Skyboat Media presents Inheritance, the Seekers Series, Book 2, by J.A. Webb. This book was read by Stefan Rudnicki. Chapter 1. If only those stalking him would delay their assault until sunup. One more day, please, one more day. Hilkiah whispered the automatic prayer as he hiked, exhausted and sweaty, through the bone-white desert, continually moving inland toward the great salt sea. He was far too old for this mission. But he had accepted the hardship, had insisted, in fact, knowing the necessity if his son were to escape in the opposite direction. How long could he feign ignorance of the shadows moving on his back trail? How long could he convince them his behavior was consistent with his cover story, a desert sabbatical? And how long before his body, or his nerve, would fail him? Jaw set, he exorcised such thoughts. They would only weaken him, could only dilute his already faltering resolve. So he soldiered on, back aching and legs worse. But most troubling was his flagging strength. Only one more day. He staggered up the dusty rise. You must endure. Jeremiah needs but one more day. Late in the afternoon, he arrived at the intended camp and collapsed at the lip of the cave overlooking his back trail's rocky downhill slope. The blistering sun receded, and in the course of a single heartbeat, the world around him changed, came into strange focus, his perceptions heightened. Now the colors painted on that desert sunset were so intense as to be almost painful. He savored the sensory banquet, becoming one with the glory of this creation. The feather brush strokes of those vibrant yellows, brilliant pinks, cutting blues, lifted him into euphoria. Heart and mind expanded, and he soared into those heights, to so nearly grasp the mystery and power behind all things seen or sensed. Then he snapped back to himself, sitting on his rock, the evening breeze's caress on his neck familiar, like the invitation of a long-dead lover, bearing the warm scent of desert sage. Euphoria deserted him, and exhausted desperation returned. Please, he whispered to that wind, one more day, for Jeremiah's sake. The baking heat faded.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?